Hi everyone, this is Vinay. I'm a data scientist slash machine learning enthusiast. I have recently completed my master's in data science at Georgia State University, and for this A Atlanta hackathon, along with my teammates Hemant, Rohit, Sumant, cre- we have created a multi-agent chat assistant, especially in the field of medicine. Brief idea of this is to make use of specialized agents to supervise with a supervisor agent to answer all our questions in medicine field. This is a brief structure where we have user who gets connected to this all interface with the help of credentials that are stored in SQL, and this database also has responses and you responses and queries that loads when the chat is initiated, just like a messenger or WhatsApp. So this was our brief idea, and we did experiment with a few of open source and Google frameworks, and finally ended up with more or less this design. We used Gemini AI as our chief LLM, which we created our agents with, and we mostly used Python as we all are data science students, and Python is our first language. So, in order to get started, I would say you just have to download this repository that I shared the link with and get into the directory. Let me clear the screen. Once you're into the directory, you just make sure that Python version is about 10. Let me check my Python version first, because some of the libraries requires Python version that's greater than 10. Once you checked whether once after you check the Python version, you just install the requirements. It might take some time. And once requirements are installed, it's straightforward. Chainlit run chainlit app.py. This should do. It might take a couple of seconds. So one of the primary use case of this bot is to create a knowledge graph of user. Here, user especially applies to a patient, where it has information about users' medical conditions and also medications, and it will appropriately answers the questions that user might have. For example, we can create an agent that okay, we can create an agent that answers about what kind of medicines to be taken at a particular moment. I know that it's not recommended, but we are trying to generate ethical AI robots here that takes care of this kind of issues. So yeah, let's start. So when the process starts, it prompts for a username and password. I have stored some username and password for convenience, and it asks for a password. Here is the password, and once it's authenticated, it will, just like an Instagram or Messenger, it will load all our past chats that we can have reference to. And keep in mind that these charts uh, could be stored as embeddings in future, but we did not do it currently. But this would be a right direction to create that knowledge graph method. So when we ask a query, uh, how are you doing today? This is just a sample query. If you see in the backend, she sees that it shows us the agentic workflow. Since this is a normal question, only supervisor is taking care of this query. And while I was recording the video, so I've cut it out. So in general, when you have higher rate limits, you don't have face this issue. My scan is, it goes through multiple agents and generates answer based on that, like this. Mm, we have some interesting observations in this experiment. Actually, Anthropic has given us better results, but as I told you, their rate limits are more stringent than Gemini API, so we stick with that. And in terms of Gemini API, there is a great deal of fine tuning that has to be done, and we'll be doing that in future. Thank you.